Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another meta guide in the Open Great League. So we did one for the Little Jungle Cup remix, and we're talking about the Open Great League today. And of course, we have some new Pokemon to discuss, new move sets, and a lot of the Pokemon that stay meta and stay the same. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, and we'll see what we got going for us. So for the S rank, we still have your boy Registeel. This Pokemon, even though Zap Cannon was nerfed, it's still a 66% chance to debuff your opponent. It's still way too overpowered. It's still ranked number 1 on PvPoke.com. It really didn't do much, even at a 50% chance, which is what I thought they would put it to. It's still really strong. So Registeel just going to be the top pick for this season. Maybe they'll nerf it again. Maybe they'll nerf Zap Cannon again next season. I don't know. But it's really powerful. Way too powerful. Even though it's not a guaranteed debuff, it's just way too powerful. Moving on, Trevenant. Nothing happened to Trevenant, so it's still really good. Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Steed Bomb, just a great Pokemon overall. You guys know that. Goliath Stunfisk, of course, still just as powerful as it is. Definitely deserves to be in the S ranking. Swampert. You could go Earthquake or Sludge Wave. Really depends on your team, but a great Pokemon. Really versatile, right? Really strong. Then we have Medicham. Medicham is another one. You honestly don't need an XL one, but XL Medicham going to be performing a little bit better there. Yeah, a great pick, of course, with counter. It has Power Punch, Ice Punch, and Psychic. So whichever move combination you want. Usually it's Psychic and one of the other moves, but a great Pokemon. And then Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen, with all the Fairy Wind uses that were introduced, I think Nidoqueen probably got a little bit of a buff this season, even though the moves were not buffed. I thought Poison Fang was going to be nerfed, but it wasn't. It's a great Pokemon. It does get walled by some Pokemon like Skarmory, but at the end of the day, Nidoqueen is a great Pokemon. So that's going to be the S rank. All the same Pokemon you are familiar with are still in the S rank. So, and then we're going to move into the A rank. We have another fighter, Scrafty. Scrafty is really, really, really good. I love Scrafty. I feel like its play went down a little bit just because of all the fairy types, like the Fairy Wind uses. You might see a few of those. You might see more fairies, but it's still really solid. Medicham may be a step above it, but it's still a really good Pokemon. Altaria is a really good one as well with that Dragon Breath, and it's quite bulky as well. Then we have Bastiodon, your favorite Pokemon. No, I was talking about maybe they would nerf Smackdown. They did not do that. Even if they did, Bastiodon, I mean, it's still really, it's just, if it lands in a good matchup, it doesn't matter how much they nerf an attack, right? Like, if it's up against a Skarmory, if it's up against an Altaria, it could just farm down no matter what the attack damage is on Smackdown. So it's really good, but of course, it can go really poorly for you as well. Of course, with those fighting types and ground types you don't want to see, right, with Bastiodon. So then we have Lantern. Lantern is a new addition. It's been okay, I guess. Hydro Pump is a great closer, but now it has access to Surf. So yes, Surf on Lantern really fast. It gets to it with Spark, or Water Gun gets to it pretty fast. Great addition to Lantern. I think it's going to be a pretty good Pokemon. I actually battled a few of these on the first day of Go Battle League. So really cool. Then we have Lickitung with Lick, Body Slam, and Power. We all know how powerful Lickitung is. Really bulky, really strong Pokemon. Sableye, a great save swap. One of the best ghost types in the meta for sure. It's definitely a great Pokemon. Shadow Claw, Foul Play, Return. I mean, it can flip matchups. It has no business flipping, like a Azumarill, right? I've even beaten Alola Ninetale, should I say it? Depends on the IVs, but like if it's not really a good IV one, you could KO in Alola Ninetales with Return if they don't shield. It's not like a great matchup, of course, but still you can force the shield. I mean, Sableye is a great Pokemon, great save swap. It has to be a purified one though if you're looking for a Return. Then for the B ranking, we have Machamp or Shadow Machamp, probably the Shadow Machamp. I do like the Scrafty and the Medicham better, but Shadow Machamp is an option. A lot more squishier, obviously, but not bad. And then we have Diggersby. Diggersby with Mudshot, Fire Punch, and Earthquake or Hyper Beam. You could go with either one, but really tanky Pokemon. It could take hits for days, and it's a powerful one. You really want an XL one, but it is really, really strong. I guess the attack stat is not the greatest, but it is a good Pokemon. Azumarill, oh, they tried to nerf this one at one point. They nerfed Bubble, still a powerful Pokemon with Ice Beam, Play Rough, Hydro Pump. I've been liking Play Rough and Hydro Pump nowadays, but Ice Beam is good for the grass types, of course. But of course, Azumel has been around since day one, so you're probably never going to get rid of it. But it has been seen less and less play, but it's still really good. Then we have a new addition. We have a new ghost type, Runeric, something like that. It's really good. It has Shadow Claw now, so Shadow Claw, Sand Tomb, Shadow Ball is the moveset you want, and Sand Tomb is a great bait move. Of course, you could charge up for the Shadow Ball, go for the Sand Tomb. Do they shield it? Do they call it? Do you bait? Do you not go straight Shadow Ball? Could go either way, right? Great Pokemon. It really is. I really think this is probably one of the best updates that we've had this season, or that we got this season. It's a great Pokemon. Then we have Obstagoon. Obstagoon, of course, does have that Community Day move, Obstruct. You could go Crush Chop and Night Slash as well. So yeah, really good Pokemon, really good Pokemon. And we have Alolan Ninetales with Charm. So Charm, yeah, I mean, they didn't nerf Charm. It's just as powerful as it ever was. I see no reason why, it would lose its play. It's just as good. Alolan Ninetales is just as good. And it gets to Weather Ball fast, considering that's a Charm user. So that's the S, A, and B tier. Then for the other options, we do have Arachnoid in the lead. So Arachnoid, really strong Pokemon. Bug Bite, of course. I mean, it's really tanky, right? So Bug Bite, Bubble Beam, Bug Buzz, really strong Pokemon, really tanky Pokemon. I guess not the strongest, but it's really tanky. The attacks definitely add up. Then we have Sneasler. The only way to get this Pokemon is to trade with a lower level account. And it's difficult to get, I'm not going to lie to you. So you might not have this. You probably won't see it too often, but with Shadow Claw, I mean, it's a good Pokemon. So if you happen to get it, if you happen to find a trainer that has one that you could trade for, more power to you. I personally traded for one, so I think I don't know if you have to be below level 15 or 20, something, maybe it's 20, I don't really know, but it has to be a low level account. Mandibuzz and Umbreon, both dark types, of course, both really tanky. By the way, there's children screaming outside and playing, so if you hear that in the background, I don't know if you do, but if you do, that's what it is. So Mandibuzz and Umbreon, okay, really tanky Pokemon. Yeah, just really tanky. Ass Slash on Mandibuzz or Snarl. Both of them have Snarl. You've seen these Pokemon time and time again, right? Mandibuzz did lose play, I would say, because of Wolverine, but because Wolverine got nerfed, you might see more Mandibuzz, although Wolverine is still good. But anyway, moving on, we have Skarmory. Skarmory, of course, has been a flyer since before the Go Battle League. No, around the time Go Battle League begun. Great Pokemon. We do have Beedrill or Shadow Beedrill. I've been seeing this more and more, to be honest. Really good poison type, I think. Drapion or Shadow Drapion, a great safe swap with the Poison Sting attack. Especially, I mean, we have all these Fairy Wind users that some trainers might be using. You could, as a safe swap, I don't know. I mean, I like Sludge Bomb. I like Crunch. You definitely want Crunch. And then either Aqua Tail or Sludge Bomb. Probably the Sludge Bomb. And then Wolverine or Shadow Wolverine. Still a great Pokemon, even though it was nerfed. I mean, it like before, in order to get to Icicle Spear, it was 5-4, 5-4, but now it's 5-5-5 every time. So I mean, it was nerfed slightly, 40 energy instead of 35, but it's still amazing. It's still amazing. So I've battled a few of these as well, rightfully so. I still think Wolverine is a really good Pokemon. Then we have Tapu Fini. In order to get a Tapu Fini, you have to trade for one and hope it re-rolls below 1500. I traded with somebody I just became friends with, and I got to 1491. So really excited about that. But it's a good Pokemon. Water Gun, Surf, Moonblast, really good Pokemon. Same typing as Azumel as well. Then we have Defense Deoxys. Now this is a good Pokemon, but because of all the Ghost types like Sableye, like Cofagrigus, if you happen to run into it, Trevenant, the new Runacris, however you pronounce it. I feel like this has less and less play, but it's still a good Pokemon, and you still see it. I'm sure you'll still see it. Then we have Jumpluff with Fairy Wind. Yes, it has Fairy Wind and Bullet Seed, so you could go with either move, but Fairy Wind is the new move, and I like it. I like it a lot. And then we have the Cantonian Ninetales as well, or the Shadow Cantonian Ninetales, of course. But with Ember, which is the legacy move, you do have to Elite TM it. You could go with Fire Spin, but yeah, great Fire type. But that's going to be the Great League for you. Let's go ahead and move into the solid team options. So the first team, we do have a Charm user in the lead, Alola Ninetales with double Ghost. Now you don't need the Rune. I'll just call it Rune. You don't need Rune. You could run like Sableye instead. And I think I've seen a team like that. But honestly, I put Rune on the team because I think it's well, first of all, it's new, but I also think it's really, really, really strong. It's just gonna. I mean, these two ghost types with Shadow Claw gonna do really well. Again, Sableye will do really well too, and of course, you know, both of those Pokemon are gonna be weak to Sableye, whereas Sableye is not weak to Shadow Claw, right? Because it is a Dog type as well. But Sand Tomb is such a great bait move, and you're gonna have a little bit more play against Bastiodon, I guess, because of that Sand Tomb, because you're debuffing it. Shadow Ball, of course, it's going to hit like a truck, but if you don't have one, Sableye gets the job done. Then we have a team that's been solid time and time again. It's shown up a lot. Swampert with Skarmory in the back, and you could run Sableye, which I have on the team, but I also ran it with Drapion or Shadow Drapion as well. Great team combination. Swampert and Skarmory cover each other's weaknesses really well. Great team. Pretty easy to run, really well made team. Then we have another team, Lickitung with Nidoqueen and Medicham or Shadow Nidoqueen. I actually ran this team at the start of the season and did really well with it. I only ran it for one set, and I think I had a 5-0 in that set. I think that's the set I went undefeated on. It's just such a great team. You know, because if you run into like a Medicham lead, you could still win that matchup or get shield advantage because Lick is super effective and Lickitung is very, very tanky, right? So great, you know, team all around. Then we have another team, another really cool team, Galarian Stunfisk with Jumpluff and Fairy Wind Let's Go. It also has Acrobatics as the Community Day move and Energy Ball. So really good move set, really good Pokemon, I think. Really tanky as well. And then we have Medicham in the back. So I think this is a pretty interesting team. I really want to try out a Jumpluff. I really do. Then we have Altaria with Lantern, Double Water in the back. So of course the Double Water going to be weak to what? Grass. Like Shadow Victor Bell, for example, or Venusaur. Altaria handles grass types really well. So the Surf, Lantern gets to it really fast with Spark. I do like Spark. And as for Azumel, probably you could go Ice Beam, Play Rough. I like Hydro Pump and Play Rough because then you can handle that. What is it? What am I trying to say here? You can handle that Bastiodon, right? So pretty solid there. I guess this team definitely can struggle against Registeel, and Registeel's still going to be common, but I think the team could also handle it if it teams up and battles the Registeel, but not bad. And then we have another team. I think Wallower created this team, Lickitung double fighting, so Sirfetch'd and Medicham in the back. So Sirfetch'd being the safe swap, of course, if they bring in like their Azumel or something. Sirfetch'd, because if they see a fighting type, they might bring in a Azumel, and Sirfetch'd actually beats Azumel thanks to Leaf Blade. So Lickitung double fight has always been a strong, well, not always, whenever Wallower created it, it's been a strong team. But anyway, that's going to be the solid team options. Let me know what team you're running for the Great League. Also, let me know if you're playing in the Great League or the Little Jungle Cup Remix, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.